During this debate, I've spoken for people who come from the middle class, those who've lived a middle class life, those who work with their hands, those who know the struggles of raising children and balancing the family budget. They do not struggle because they are lazy. They do not struggle because they are ill-informed. They struggle because what our leaders have done and the consequences of their policies. The past 4 years, our paychecks have been ravaged by inflation. Our borders have been opened to more than 350,000 illegal immigrants who've come to Massachusetts, forcing those who live here, work here, and pay taxes here to get in line behind those who broke the law to be here. The Climate Act passed by the legislature in 2021 has caused the skyrocketing price of electricity, now 50% higher than the national average. It's why parents are forced to choose between paying the electric bills or buying jackets for their kids in the winter. It's why the elderly are forced to choose between having heat in the winter or refilling their prescriptions. I do not hate green energy. I just think we can get there without bankrupting and driving the middle class out of Massachusetts. The least we can do is cut the tax burden on the middle class. Adam and I are two very different people. Tonight you've heard my priorities: reducing your tax burden across the board, rolling back mandates and rules that are driving up the cost of housing, the cost of energy, the cost of living, reforming the right to shelter law to ensure that our veterans, our citizens who need a hand up, are not pushed to the back end of the line by those who violated our laws to be here. Adam's record is different. Feeble attempts to undo the damage he's caused by tinkering with the tax code, mandating more rules that raise the price of housing, the cost of energy, and the cost of living, voting lockstep with the governor and other leaders that has taken our state in the wrong direction, not the right direction. Change will not come unless you vote for change. This is why Betty Poirier has endorsed me for this position. She knows that I will be the change that we need. She understands I have the work experience, life experience, and the ability to build relationships that will help me bring positive change to our community. If you agree with what I've talked about here tonight, I need your vote. I need your family's vote, and I need your friends' vote. Please tell everyone you know how important it is to get to the polls and vote. In 2022, we had a state rep lose their race by one vote. You can be that one vote that decides this election. The person you drive to the polls could be that one vote. Find more information about me on our website, votecannata.com, and vote for me on Election Day. Thank you, Adam, for being here. Thank you, Peter, for hosting this tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching and considering me on Election Day.
Upon taking office as the youngest state representative at the time, I knew that our communities faced major challenges and still do to this day. At the time of my swearing in, our country was recovering from the pandemic and political unrest. Other major challenges, such as the 100-year flood from last year and the migrant crisis, emerged. Despite all of these challenges, I've worked extremely hard with other legislators and community leaders that I have built relationships with to help us navigate ourselves back on track. During both the flood and the migrant crisis, I even stood up to members of my own party at the federal level when our community's needs were not being met, and have lobbied aggressively for robust reforms. I will not let anyone take advantage of this community. And at the end of the day, no matter your political affiliation, the job of a state representative is to advocate for the community. And I am proud to do that every day. I believe that we are better off than we were 4 years ago. North Attleboro received the highest increase in funding for education aid from the state in the FY25 budget, both in dollars and in percentage, because of tweaks to the formula that I was not only able to advocate for, but secured. I'm proud of the other investments I've been able to help secure for our community, such as financing for infrastructure to address the PFAS issues, infrastructure repairs for Kelly Boulevard, additional funds to fix our roads and bridges, flood relief, funding for our senior center, and funding for playgrounds and parks in North Attleboro, and Mansfield. We've expanded benefits for veterans and cut taxes for seniors. We've made community college and universal school meals free for all residents, and have made key investments to improve our housing stock through common sense legislation. This district needs a leader who not only wants to be collaborative, but has a proven record of doing so. I believe that across this country, Americans are tired of the divisiveness. I have always surrounded myself with people during my time in office, people from all sides of the political spectrum, that want to get things done and do so in a collaborative way. Unlike Dave, I don't take pictures with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Mark Robinson. As you know, Rep. Greene has raised doubts about the events of 9/11 ever happening, and Robinson only openly identified himself as a black Nazi. These are not the people that our state rep for our district should be idolizing, and I will never let anyone try to take away a woman's right to choose. This seat belongs to the people. It doesn't belong to the politicians or a political family. You get to decide our future. At a time when so many important projects are on the horizon, we need a leader who has proven themselves and can continue to lead us towards future success, and I believe we need someone who has showed us that they can unite us and not one that divides us. I humbly ask for your vote in this race as it comes down to experience, and I'd like to remind everyone, this ain't my first time at the rodeo.